Hello, I'm Anne. Welcome to my channel where I craft all the things. Also known as EANRN on Instagram and Ravelry, and you can also find an Instagram page for this podcast at Ann_craft_all-the-things. So I recorded 2 weeks ago today, and I just wanted to say thanks to everybody that watched and everybody that commented and subscribed and liked the video. It has kind of made my weeks, so thank you. Another thing that this podcast has inspired me to do is to actually work on my cross stitch. So I'm really excited about that. So I have some knitting and some cross stitching and some haul to show you guys. So we will go ahead and jump on in. I think that we will do the knitting finishes first. It is still summer sock camp, so guess what I've been knitting? Socks. I had 3 whips on the go last time, and I have finished those 3 whips. So let me put one on the blocker. So my first finish is the DK Weight Gravel Path Socks by Julianne Knitter of TwinStitchesDesigns, and this was a test knit that I did for her. It is a great pattern. It took me, I think, 4 days to knit both because DK Weight goes really fast, and even though I was working on other things at the same time, I was able to get both of those done. It's a great pattern, and it actually releases today, which I don't think I said. Today is June 30th, and it releases today. So by the time this goes out, you should be able to go and check out that pattern. And she has it in sizes from baby to adult large. So quite a variety of sizes, and some of the test knitters did the toddler and the baby sizes, and the pictures were just so cute, just little socks. So that is my first finish. My second finish are the Material Girl What the Heel socks, and I finished both of those. I was about to put the heel in last time, and I got that heel in, and there is the What the Heel Roomy short row heel by Thias Bueno. And yeah, those are done and enjoying that finish. And then the last pair of socks that I finished are the Follow Your Path socks, patterned by Kay Litton. And I was right there where my Tudor Gnome Progress Keeper is on the first sock, so I finished that foot and the second sock. I just realized I didn't mention any of the yarns, but I mentioned them last week, and I will have my project pages linked below in the description box, so if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And I did want to mention on this one, I did not continue the twisted stitches onto the foot. I just did a 3x1 rib that kind of continued the pattern of the ribbing that's in the leg, so that the foot was just a little bit smoother. And then I also took a series of pictures of the double gusset heel and how that has worked. And then on all my double gusset heels, I do a garter side panel of 3 stitches so that it's easy to pick up the gusset stitches. And I've taken a series of pictures of that process, so I will kind of do a montage here of that so that you can kind of see. And I show the garter flap, and then how I pick up the stitches, and then the progression of the decreases that happen underneath the foot. And I was able to get some really good pictures that showed the details. and it has where the markers go. So hopefully if you have any questions about that double gusset heel by Christy Payne, who is Turtle Girl 76, that might help clear anything up that you have any questions about. So those are my finished socks. And with that pair right there, that finishes all of my Christmas gift socks that I had on my list. I might still do some more, but the ones that are regulars that I do every year, that finishes them. So that makes me super happy. So my next whip, I cast yesterday, I cast on another pair of socks, and this one's going to be for me. And this is out of Happy Mermaid Yarn Company, in a sock set that she did for the summer sock camp. I got this at the Crazy Sock Lady Co. shop, and this is the colorway Gone Campin'. And I have a progress keeper on there from the Corner of Craft, Hannah, and that's a little unicorn, and its mane and tail coordinate with my sock project. But I just love how this is knitting up. It's green, army green and brown and blue and yellow. And I just did a pop of color of the mini at the cast on and 2 rounds. And then I have just started putting in my heel. So the leg is done, and I just started putting in the heel. I cast these on yesterday. I'm using my ChowGoo red lace US 1 2.25 millimeter needle, and like I said, I just started the heel flap, and these are going to be for me. So I really am enjoying this. I'm just doing a broken 3x3 3x1 rib. So one round is knit plain, and then the next round is knit 3 purl 1, and then knit plain, knit 3 purl 1. So I really like how it fits, because it gives a little bit of the stretch and give of a rib, but you do get that rest round in between the ribbing. So I've done that before, and it looks really good on self-striping as well. These are in a bag by me. So this is several years ago, I was one part of the Carolina Fiber Girls audio podcast. Janice and I, and Janice is now of Queen City Yarns. Janice and I did an audio podcast for a couple of years, Carolina Fiber Girls, and we hosted Socktober. So this was our fabric for that, and I sewed up, and it's a snap bag, and it has a little leather handle. So that was that's where I'm holding this pair of socks that I just started. And that is all the knitting that I have, because I've been kind of cross stitch crazy. FlossTube is amazing for inspiration and motivation. My eyes have been opened to a lot of things that I didn't know about. So thank you to all the FlossTubers. And I did want to give a couple of shout outs to some of the FlossTubers that I've been watching. I have been watching the Seattle Stitcher, who is Megan, and then the Museum Stitcher, who is Bridget, and they say that they're stitchy twins, and they're super cute. I've enjoyed their podcast, their floss tubes. Then I've also been watching Tiny House Stitcher, and I've watched a few of the Anxious Stitcher and Stitchy Symphony. So yeah, just been kind of perusing and watching different floss tubes and getting lots of knowledge and information and inspiration. So I'm very happy about that. So with that, let me get into some cross stitch. I have a finish. Okay, first I wanted to show you a really old finish that when I was pulling out my cross stitch stuff, I found stuffed in the bottom of a bag that I forgot I did in college. It's been a minute. But this, I have no idea the pattern, and it's on a big piece of Aida that I didn't cut yet because I obviously haven't finished it, but it is a tiger and I really like it. So I need to do something with it, whether it's just frame it or make something else. It's got a stain on it. I am not a experienced finisher. So if y'all have any ideas how I can finish this guy, leave them in the comments. But yeah, I just found that one, so I wanted to show you. I have not finished that one in the last 2 weeks, but I did finish one, and I am so excited. I finished my Halloween town. I am so excited. I really, really like it and love how it turned out. There are a few mistakes, and I kind of just fudged them because I couldn't be bothered. I just wanted it done. But yeah, it's done. So now I have to figure out how to finish this one. And I'm pretty sure that I'm going to either frame it or have it framed. I just think that's a good shape for a frame. I don't really use pillows because that would be a good shape for like a long skinny pillow. But so yeah, I started this on, it came up on my time hop a couple right after I podcast, or right when I was podcasting last time. I started this on June 19th 2014 and finished it on June 28th 2022. So yeah, I am very happy to have that done. I did not bring my llama cross stitch over to show. I did put a couple of stitches, but it was just kind of a fill-in where around the nose and mouth that I had already done, so I didn't bring that one over. So did a lot of work on my Halloween town, got it completely finished, and then I also did a lot of work on my Angel of Hope. And I showed this on my Instagram, so if you follow me there, you may have seen some of the progress. But y'all, I finished all of the white on this second wing, and I just have all of those empty spaces have the one color of gray to fill in. So I have been working on that. You can see at the top I have gotten those gray started, and then the rest is just has to be filled in. And then the harp that she's holding that's empty is gray, gold. And then there's some back stitching on her face that I haven't done. And then there's some confetti stars. I think she has a star halo, and then like around the bottom, star, gold, words. But when I started this back, I had some on the wing that was finished. There was some of the gray that I'm still working on the other wing that needed to be filled in. I think I had run out of the floss, and that's what had got me stalled. And so I started filling it in, and I was like, and I was doing 2 over 2, and I was like, this doesn't look like it's filling in the same. That's because I was doing 3 over 2 on whatever little tiny linen this is. I think it's probably a 32 count equivalent. I really have no idea because it was so long ago. So yeah, I'm doing 3 over 2, which is crazy pants. So I had to switch back to doing that so I could fill in so it matched up. So I am gobbling up the floss, but whatever. It's not perfect. There's a section in here that I had made a note on my pattern that I had shifted things, so I had to kind of fudge it. And then when I was doing the bottom part of the wing, I had to kind of wiggle it to match up, but I don't think it's noticeable enough to make a difference, and I sure am not starting over or pulling it back. So that progress makes me very happy, and it is because of doing this that it's motivated me to actually work on it. So if that's the only thing that comes from this, I'll be happy. So yes, hopefully I will continue to stitch on this and get that finished soon. And then I will have this framed because it's too special of a piece to just work on it myself. And then I did some shopping, which led to my next whip. So I did some shopping on Fat Quarter Shop. I got the Waxing Moon Designs monthly trios. And the first trio was January, February, March, and it was a PDF. And then the other 3 were paper patterns that came in the mail, which they have since come. But because the first set of months was a PDF, I could go ahead and kit it up and start, which I have done. But I also need to talk about something else I have done in this last 2 weeks. So when I purchased this pattern set, it called for, I don't even remember what it calls for, but a tannish linen fabric. And I had a couple of big pieces of, I think it's 28 count even weave from Zweigart. That was just white. And so I thought, let me look up how to dye with coffee and tea. And I thought that I wrote it down. I didn't. But it was the Real Housewives Stitchers, Priscilla and Chelsea. Their tutorial that I watched that showed me how to do it. I will link them and their tutorial below, which, by the way, I kind of messed up last week or last time because I did all my show notes in a Google Doc and linked everything and in the Google Doc, and when I transferred it over to YouTube, the links didn't transfer. So I had to go back in and put some. So I have put some, but I will make sure everything is linked appropriately. Oh, my microphone, I forgot. I will make sure everything is linked appropriately this time. Newbie error. So anyway, long story long, I dyed some fabric. So I'm going to show that to you first. So yeah, this is a 28 count even weave from Zweigart, and I dyed it. Oh, the lighting. I have some pictures that I took that are better, so I will put them on there. But I got some good modeling, and am very happy with these. So this is the one that I started on, and I have a first start of January. Now I have messed up the bottom of the U right here, so I'm gonna have to go back in and fix that, which I will do. But I was stitching last night and it got to be late and I realized I had made the mistake, so I decided to put it down and fix it today. So I will do that when I pick this back up again. But I did the whole border, and it's going to say January, and then I'll put a picture in of the finish, what it'll look like. But I've got this all kitted up with the called fors, and the fabric is all ready. So my plan for this is my parents, hopefully they're not watching. I don't know if they are or not, but anyway, my parents have moved into a senior living community, and they have an apartment, and they have a little shelf outside the door, and everybody decorates those for the season. And my mom was showing me her little church and flag that she had out on her little shelf, and I thought it would be cute to do something like this for her to put out on that little shelf every month. She can change out. So my plan is to finish them on sticky mount board with a little bit of batting and maybe some rickrack or whatever to fancy it up a little bit, and then have a magnet on the back, and then have a mounting board, like a wooden board, and mount so she can change it out easily every month with just a magnet. So that's the plan that I have for that. I probably will finish January and give that to her with the board as a present for Christmas, and then as I finish each month, get those to her. And if I finish more, obviously, before the gift is given, I'll include those. But yeah, I really like it. January has a snowman, and February has a groundhog, and her birthday is February 2nd, so she is a groundhog, so I just had to get that set for her. There are several sets on Fat Quarter Shop, and I'm sure elsewhere. This one, I don't know if I said, is by Waxing Moon Designs, and is really cute. So they're relatively small. They're like 58 by 76 count, and I think that's like 4 by 6-ish, a little bit more. But anyway, I am very happy to be doing that, and it's fun, and I think it'll be a satisfying, faster finish than longer, bigger projects. So I know last time I mentioned that I was going to be starting the sheep sampler that I had purchased, but I kind of put that off because I wanted to get this gift started for her. Here on my stack I have a few more, or a couple more. These are just some Adas that I had in my stash. Again, I'll show pictures. This was just a white, and then this was a light blue. So it kind of turned, color's terrible. Again, I will post the pictures of them so you can see that a little bit better. Those are all of my current whips for cross stitch. I do have some more haul. I got a Nurge frame because I'd seen lots of FlossTubers talk about it. Now, I learned recently in my not this foray, but the most recent foray into cross stitch, but stitching in hand. I had always done hoop stitching and, you know, that kind. And on Aida, I really like stitching in hand. I find it faster for me for most projects. I'm not very experienced and don't have a lot of thing to go off of, but on the few that I've done on Aida, it feels like it's been faster. So I didn't feel like I needed a hoop. Well, when I started my angel backup, I tried to do that in hand, and it just wasn't, the stitches weren't even and nice. It didn't look good. You know, I had done it in a hoop for sure when I worked on it every other time. So I have a Q-snap. I got that out, and that's what I've been using for that. But then I thought I would try a Nurge hoop, and I got this one just off of Amazon. And I did put this in here last night, and I like it. So that is good. I got some fabrics. This one is a Picture This Plus in Bramble. It is a 28 count. Really pretty colors again. I'll try to get better pictures. And then I also got another Picture This Plus 28 count in Tarnish. Look how pretty that is. Oh, love it. And then I got a Fiber on a Whim 28 count Lugana in the colorway Cypress. And these are all fat quarters that I got. And this is not showing up green, but it is green. That doesn't help. Maybe that helps a little bit, but I'm sure all of you guys know what these fabrics look like. But yeah, I was on the shop, and while I was ordering some patterns, I went ahead and ordered some fabrics. So I'm excited to use those. I have a couple of projects in mind for those, so you will see those as they come up. And then I got some more patterns in addition to the monthly trios set of 4. I didn't bring the paper patterns for the other 3 sets over here, but I did bring 2 other sets of patterns that I got. So I got this hands-on design pattern set that is another monthly little square. I also have an aunt and uncle that just moved in to the same place my parents did, and so I figured I would do the same for her. So this one is going to be for her, and I'm excited to start that one as well. And then I wanted a Christmas something, and I saw this pattern by Tiny Modernist, and it was a 5-part mystery. I don't see a date, so I don't know how old this is, if it was last year or whatever, but anyway, it was already out now. So I went ahead and bought all of the parts, and this is called Christmas Dreams by Tiny Modernist, and I don't know why I'm trying to show you, because I'm going to put a picture. But it says, it came upon a midnight clear, and then in the middle, and then there's a house, and then there's a border with angels and joy and Christmas tree and Santa and snowmen and cardinals and a dove and all kinds of goodies. So I think that I got the cypress linen to put this on it, because it kind of has a green background. So that is my plan. I haven't kitted it up or anything, but I do plan on starting. I might do that for Jolly July. We shall see. I have also done a good bit of organizing of my stash of cross-stitch supplies. I went through and did a Google Sheet of all of my flosses that I have, because might as well use them if I have them. And so I have a stock list spreadsheet of all the flosses that I have currently and what bag they're in and how they're, where they are. So if I need one from that list, I know where it is. And then I've also kind of made spreadsheets of projects that I want to do, what flosses they need, so I can cross-reference. So that has really kind of been my couple of weeks. This one's gone fast. It's been hot here. I live in South Carolina, just south of Charlotte, North Carolina. And it has been in the 90s, feeling like over 100. So it's been nice to just sit under fan and stitch and knit. But I have gotten out in the pool a couple of times and just chilled out there. Yeah, I think that's it. So I appreciate you guys being here and watching. Would love it if you liked, commented and subscribed. Let me know what you're working on. And hopefully this will get up pretty quickly, and I will see you guys again soon when I have some more progress to show you. So until then, I know that life can get crazy, but I hope you take time to craft all the things. Have a great one, you guys.